live on the BCA B2B live channel. And then this will be edited and placed on the Wise Women Do channel as we launch that channel officially. So
Okay.
let me close these things and this part will be edited out.
It's back a little bit. Okay. I just moved it back a little bit. Yeah. Don't forget, son, I'm gonna need these. Put on one right there. Thank you. Oh, I thought you were gonna run over. I didn't get to action.
All right, so Jacqueline is joining now.
Okay,
She should be
awesome.
at the beginning with us so that before we get going. I love that.
Yes.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
Are you on? So I'm going to do the introduction and then you can go ahead and be here, Is it Jacqueline?
Or Jack,
Yes,
Jack.
ma'am. It's Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. Okay.
Hmm.
And so you'll go ahead and show your picture and also you can unmute yourself and we'll start really with you. And then that way you can speak and say what you want to say and then you can log off and we'll continue with the interview. But I'm going to start with the intro, but I want you to go ahead and be visible.
Okay.
Hmm.
I want to make sure I
Yeah,
have do
take your
not
time.
dis. I'm just
Oh,
gonna
okay.
do not disturb because I'm getting
Notifications and things coming in.
yeah. And I'm like no one wants to talk to me until I'm busy.
Of course.
Right.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna do, like I said, a brief introduction and then we shall get started. Awesome. All right. And we are live on YouTube at the moment, and I'm going to edit all this part out. But all right, here we go. So,
All right.
all right. Well, welcome to Wise Women Do. We are a podcast interview series, and I'm your host, Pamela McKinney. We are produced by Linda J. Thomas. This is a space where we speak to business minded women and the men who support them to be enlightened through adversities that we all may face in business, but in their journey, we reveal how they have navigated through the state of course towards reaching their goals. So, today, I welcome my guest, Jacqueline E. Sloan. Jacqueline is a distinguished beauty industry expert with over 41 years of experience dedicated to skincare, wellness, and purpose driven entrepreneurship. Her journey began with a passion for creating products that truly that nourishes the body and heals,
Yes.
culminating in the founding of Simply Charisma, a brand inspired by her daughter's experience and rooted in faith, natural ingredients, and a mission to uplift others. So, with that said, I want to welcome you, Jacqueline Sloan. Thank you for being here, Queen.
Pamela.
Yeah.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Yes, yes. And we have a special guest with us today, Miss Jacqueline Cooks. Welcome, welcome, my dear.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, before we dive into these questions, where we learn more about Jacqueline, I want her to introduce her guests and share a little bit about her and then allow her opportunity to share with all of us. So, Jacqueline, I will give you the floor.
Well, I have many, many testimonials for Simply Charisma. And I met this young lady almost 2 years ago now. As a matter of fact, yeah, it has been 2 years.
Hmm.
And one day Well, I don't want to tell her story. I'll let her tell that. But she has been such a blessing, such an amazing woman of God. And
Mm.
she has been, I don't know, like a beacon of light. And I called her on to share her testimonial regarding Simply Charisma. So I'll let her share her portion. I don't want to give it away.
Please do.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So I'm so excited to know Jacqueline. We actually met at a conference.
Hmm.
And at that conference, I was just saying, "You're really glowing." And she said, "Oh, thank you." Like it was just natural for her to be glowing. And and we just we kept up as friends, just communicating with each other, with women in business, right?
Hmm.
And
Right.
so we went to another conference, and at that conference, I kind of mentioned it again, but I said, okay, this time I'm going to ask her what is it that she's doing. And she said, well, I make these oils and, oils for your skin, and it just really replenishes you. I'm like, I don't put oil on my skin. She goes, you're going to like this. And so I tried an oil and then also a body butter. And I
Mm.
really liked it. Just for myself, I'm a person who has combination skin.
Hmm.
So, but I appreciate it not having to, normally I have to go through a whole regimen, just to get the right softness and the right
Hmm.
glow, to the skin. And with this product, I just boom bam, and it was, it was one and done,
I
right?
love
So
that.
I
Yeah.
love that, but it wasn't just it wasn't. It, I think I became more and more hooked the more I used it,
Hmm.
because then I started using it on my daughter's scalp, and my daughter has eczema. So she would have breakouts in her scalp. And I said, I really needed something to moisturize her hair. So I
Hmm.
was using body. I didn't know any better. I just know it worked for me. I was gonna try it. So I
Yes.
started using the body butter in her hair. And with using it in her hair, I was like, okay, it's actually retaining moisture. And so then if she got a breakout on her skin, I started using it on her skin to the point where I just said, let me just use it all the time so I don't have to worry about the eczema coming back.
Yeah.
And she says, oh, mommy, I love it. And she'll say, Mom, I want my body butter.
She
And
wanted
so
her own.
she wants her own. And then she put in an order for, she wanted coconut. I think the coconut was Caribbean
See,
sea.
Okay.
Caribbean Sea, and so she put in for Caribbean Sea, and then she says she also likes the baby powder, so
my
she
Cherie,
ordered
yeah,
my Cherie,
yes.
and so she's like, oh, just like putting in orders for fragrances, and I was thinking I don't
Wow.
even know if she has these fragrances, but my daughter was just like, I love this product, Mom. It is so me. I love it on my skin. I don't have to itch anymore, and I like my hair. And so
Hmm.
she really was just telling me how much she liked this product. And then so, my son was like, come and let me try it out.
That's right.
And we were able to try the Joel or Joel, however you want to say it.
Okay.
And so we tried the Joel for him, which, reminded me of you when you talk about different people competitors, it just kind of had that kind of a light ocean scent. And
Mm.
so it wasn't extremely masculine, but it was a soft masculine scent.
Okay.
And so my son has a thyroid disorder. So that means his skin gets really dry and it gets really thick. And you have to apply it and apply it. And it was getting to the point where he didn't like washing his hands, because
Mhm.
he's like, my hands are going to be so dry and so cracked, and it would be cracked through his knuckles. And, and
Wow.
it was just hard for him. And he had on his knees, he had scaling skin, because he didn't start walking till he was 6. So
Wow.
he had really thick skin on his knees, and it was always dry. And I was just like,
Mhm.
okay,
That's a
well, let me
sign.
try it. But now he loves it because, number one, he doesn't have to apply it all day. Like, so it's
Yes.
a simple regimen that
Wow.
works. It softens the skin.
Mhm.
It gets rid of the eczema. It helps the skin maintain its moisture, and then it has a natural glow. So I'm so in love with this product because it's more than just saying, oh, let's throw some oil on it, but
Yes.
it's actually healing, it's enriching, and myself being a former Mary Kay consultant, they always say you can't just moisturize, you have to hydrate. So when you find a
Yes.
product that hydrates and moisturize and heals and give you that nice glow, you have to go with Simply Charisma. I am so in love with this product that it just makes me like, okay, what else you got? You got hand lotions. You got what do you call those facial bars and scrubs and oils
Mhm.
and
Yes.
anointed oils
Toners. Yes.
and toners. And so it's a whole product line, and all of the products are geared towards doing, that multiplication of care. So it's not just about having a product, but having a product that works, and having a product that works with your faith. So I am I've met this woman, and I know Jacqueline to be a woman of strong faith. She just believes what the Lord says, and she goes for it. She does not doubt. If she sees something, if she hears something, she just goes for whatever the Lord is doing. And that is so amazing
It
because
is.
it's reflected in her business, in her businesses. It's reflected in her product. It's not just one thing to have a product that works, but a product that is, I don't know how to say it, like holy. I don't know
Mm.
how to.
I
That's the only
love
thing that's
this.
coming to mind. It's holy, because you can
I
have
Yes.
products and you
receive.
just
Thank
feel
you,
some
Lord.
type of way, but this is a pure and holy
Mhm.
product coming from a person
Wow.
who is pure and holy
Ooh.
and humble.
Mhm.
And when she tells you her story about all the things that she's done and all the people that she's encountered, you're just going to be like so amazed, because she sits in such a place of humility. Like I said, when I first met her, I said, "You're glowing." And she was just like, "Oh,
Mm.
that's what I do."
I
You're gonna
do.
make me cry.
Oh my goodness.
That's so
Wow.
sweet. Thank you. I'm so humble. Thank
What a
you.
testimony. What a testimony.
Mm.
I just love, and then just even you taking the what was working here in your face and putting it in the hair. And I mean that your whole testimonial was beautiful. And what an amazing product. We're so excited to hear more about it. So thank you so much for joining us, Jacqueline. Thank
Thank you.
you for
Get to
having her.
mention your book, dear.
Oh,
Mention your
please.
book.
Oh.
Okay, so I am the author of a new book that's being
Mm-hmm.
released called Honor. And
Okay.
it's honor to serve God. It's about faith, it's about leadership,
Mm-hmm.
kingdom citizenship,
Yes.
discipleship, and church development. So
Wow.
it's a journey, my journey, journeys of other people, of just how it's a journey to learn how to serve honorably.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we're serving honorably, it's not just a task. It's not just something to do, but honor involves posture,
Mm-hmm.
being properly postured, being in the right
Yes.
place,
Mm-hmm.
being in the right presence,
Mm-hmm.
and then also practicing it.
Mm-hmm.
So honor isn't, when we talk about how humble Jacqueline is, she's just at a place of honor. She just
Mm-hmm.
always wants to um, honor people, and to put them even before herself. And so in that place that she's in, she her servitude comes out as genuine love.
Mm-hmm.
And so this book isn't talking about, it's talking about my journey, but this I'm giving her as an example of
Yeah.
someone who is in a place of honor to serve God and to serve God's people. So it's
Yes.
a refreshing book. It's actually a Bible study. So we are looking at actual scriptures,
Mm-hmm.
the book of First and Second Timothy and the book of Titus,
Mm-hmm.
and we're breaking it down in ways that just really reflect life and life application.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just living in faith, every day. And it also comes with workbook. And
Okay.
so as I put the pre-order out there, and people like, oh, I can see this coaching program, and I'm like, Lord, the coaching program. So it is
Yes.
evolving.
Yes,
It
it
is
will, and
evolving
as it
as we speak,
should.
because God has His way
Should.
of doing things.
Yes, he
We think
does.
small, but God's way of doing things are so big. And
Mm-hmm.
as long as we stay in that place of honor, there are no limits, because then He knows that He can trust us.
Yes, indeed.
He
Yes.
can trust us for more when we stay in that place of honor.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
that's what the book is called, Honor to Serve God. And it's my first and middle name, JacquelineAntronetta.com.
Okay.
So I can put a link in. It's
Mm-hmm.
just JoclynAntronetta
Mm-hmm.
dot com. So I can put a link in, if you guys just,
Absolutely.
so that you'll just have it, that you can go there and learn a little bit more as things are evolving.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
We will add your link to this broadcast as well. I'd love the opportunity to speak with you. Perhaps we'll do a one-on-one together because I love the purposeful book that you're bringing to market. It is something people know that they love God, but many don't know what to do to honor Him and how to walk with Him and how to really leverage the opportunity to honor him. Like, what should I be doing? And it sounds like you have a roadmap that teaches people how to do it, and live their best purposeful life, getting everything, all the riches God has planned for you. You open up Pandora's box almost in a good way, when you
Mhm.
have the Lord, guiding your life.
Yes, yes, that's so true. That's
Mm-hmm.
so
So I'd
true.
love that opportunity. If you would be so
I would
kind.
love, it would be it would be an honor
Yes.
for me to
Absolutely.
do
So
that. And
we will
thank you so
make
much, Jacqueline, for
that
pointing that
happen.
out.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Well, I will
Thank
circle
you.
back with you and let me get a picture with the three of us while we're here, while you're on, because I know you're gonna drop for, I don't know if I can do that. Wait, yeah, maybe I can. Hold on. Let me just see if I can make that happen. And that way, all right, everyone smile. Awesome. I think I got it. All right. So again, thank you, Jacqueline, for joining us today. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Am I
you.
am I signing off?
Yes, that's
Okay,
great.
thank you. Okay.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
dear.
Thank you.
Thank you for that testimonial. That is beautiful. My goodness. And I
Yes.
know you have many clients who feel the same way, Miss Jacqueline E.
Yes.
Sloan.
Yes.
Yes.
Such
So
a blessing. Such a blessing.
well, we are going to dive right in so that we can all learn more about your beautiful product and your anointed product, actually, and how you really bring this healing mechanism in your products to your audience and to all of us. So, I want
Okay.
to know what inspired your journey into the beauty industry and how has your 41 years of experience really shaped your approach to skincare and wellness.
Okay. My journey started in 1983. I was 17 years old. I had
Mm-hmm.
just graduated from school, and I was going on to Hollywood, in fact, with my drama teacher. She asked for my mother's blessing, and we were on our way to Hollywood, California. So then I said, while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and take up some beauty interests, which was a college here called IBA Beauty College. And I went there, and it was a cosmetology class that I took. So I felt like, so I need to know how to uh, upkeep myself, my hair, my nails. Once I'm out here in Hollywood, I would like to do my own services. And so that's why I went to the college.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, while I was there, my drama teacher decided that it wasn't the time. She had prayed about it and felt led not to leave at that time. And so I was already in school. I continued on. I graduated, and I felt like I really liked doing this. I had been doing it ever since I was a younger girl anyway. I always kept my fingernails polished, my toenails matching. I always played in makeup and different skincare. And so that was me. I just found my niche. And so I had graduated and I continued on. I went to become a nail technician. Then I went on to become a makeup artist. And then after that, I became an esthetician.
Mm-hmm.
I always like doing something where I'm well rounded. I like to make sure I know the ins and outs of whatever I get into. So getting into the skincare, the health, I mean the beauty industry, I want to make sure I had the full spectrum covered. And
Yes.
so that's what I did.
Mm-hmm. I love how you take the three industries: hair care, skincare, beauty industry, and the esthetician. I mean, all of these things, you stylist, hairstylist. I mean, and you've combined everything to create your brand. So, can you tell us and share that story in regards to the meaning behind the brand, the creation of Simply Charisma, and how your daughter's experience influenced its name and its mission?
Okay, well, when I graduated from in my top honors with Aveda Institute,
Mhm.
well, Aveda International Institute, I decided to go and find products that were all natural. Because I learned that whatever we put on our skin goes straight to the bloodstream
Mhm.
because the skin is the largest organ of the body. And that was very important to me. I'm a mother, a wife, and I have 5 children. So that was
Mhm.
extremely important. And I went out looking, and I could not find anything that was all natural.
Mhm.
So I went into the kitchen and I had some things, the butters, different types of butters, and I just always prayed about it, and that day I went in and just I had an old little blender and I had a stainless steel bowl, and I just started mixing things, carrier oils, essential oils that I gathered, and
Mhm.
I made my first product. And it was all natural. I made it. I knew what I put into it,
Mhm.
and so I started using it on my children and on myself. So I started carrying a small little container like
Mhm.
this in my purse, and
Mhm.
I would pull it out, and like this. I don't know if you can see that,
Yes. Yes.
and I would just use some and I thought nothing of it. I just rub it in
Mhm.
and go on about my way. And all of a sudden, whoever was near, they would turn and be like, "What's that smell?" And and mainly it was friends, and they wanted to test it. Can I have some of that?
Mhm.
So I would let them have it, and that went on for some time. I would always give my purse size away, and then eventually all the phone calls started coming in of the different testimonials. And I said, wait a minute, Lord, I think we have something here.
We have
God kind of
something.
always set it up like you don't know when it's coming, when it
Mhm.
comes, your
Yes.
blessings. And so I started getting so many calls about one lady said she was cleaning her basement and with all the cobwebs and things of that nature, she started to itch. She got the hives.
Mhm.
And she said, I used your butter and they left. I stopped itching. It cleared up. And she said, I mean, instantly.
Wow.
And so she wanted to buy some.
Mhm.
So I just gave her another purse size, and then eventually I started looking for a supplier, my containers, my labels,
Mhm.
my um, my labels, my containers, and a good supplier. And then I started making my batches being really consistent. So I had to measure out my ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point, I had to find a name. And so during that time, my daughter had become traumatized.
Okay.
And we didn't know that she was being silent. She was silent, but she was being bullied
Mm.
for several years. So I call it she was bullied in silence. And when we knew that this was occurring, she broke mentally with PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And so we couldn't understand how could that be, with me and her father. We thought we would see these signs because we're very close
Mm-hmm.
knit family.
Yes.
And what had happened was the whole classroom would taunt her, punch on her, slap her,
Mm-hmm.
take her lunch, um, poke her with pencils, sharpen pencils, and I call her really vicious names. I mean, this was some severe bullying that she
Wow.
sustained, and she was silent
Mm-hmm.
because she didn't want to snitch on people.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Baby, that's not snitching. You know to always come to us for help." And she just she just felt, I'm sorry.
No, I can certainly see how this could lead to PTSD. This is something, this is trauma. This is inflicting trauma on someone. And so many kids and especially little girls and boys go through
Hmm.
this in early years, in those formative years. My goodness. So you came up with the name and the brand Simply Charisma. Is her name? Is that her
Her
namesake?
namesake, because so
Okay.
many people were getting healed from the products.
Yes.
So when I talked to
Ah,
my other children, we equated her healing
yes.
to the healing of others.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how we came up with the name Simply Charisma. I'm so
Wow.
sorry.
Oh no, you're fine, baby. I mean, my heart goes out to her, and I'm not sure the grade or the age she was at that moment in time and where she is now. But when you say PTSD, I mean that literally stays with you. Is she still, in her
Yes.
namesake's healing, but still going through it? The remembrance of
Yes.
it,
Yes.
and
She
that's
was actually 11
okay.
when the bullying started.
Yes.
And so she was 11, and
Hmm.
so to this day she'll be 25 this in a
Oh,
couple of
bless
months.
her heart.
And she's still, it's still a battle. it
Sure.
it changed and affected not only her life but
Hmm.
the whole family. It was a ripple effect.
Wow.
And so,
Hmm.
but God is good.
God
God is
is
good. I
good.
traveled to for healing.
Hmm.
I've gone everywhere. I've been to Canada. um I'm sorry, I need
Yes, please take your
something for
time.
my tears here.
Yes, please,
I'm going to
please.
step out one moment.
Okay. All right. No worries. No worries. No worries. Today we're talking with Jacqueline E. Sloan of Simply Charisma in the Humble Home Care Center. So she will be right back with us, and just so thankful to have you. Don't forget, as our subscribers, to please like and share this video and this broadcast, and also on Wise Women Do podcast. All right, Jacqueline, are you back? And
Yes,
all
yes.
right. Well, thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
No, my heart, of course, goes out to your daughter. I'm her namesake, and this product, and the healing that this product brings to the world. I think that hope that be something that inspires her. That
Mhm.
she really is the force behind this. So I really hope it inspires
Yeah,
her.
it does. It does help her. Yes,
Good.
and we plan on telling her stories someday.
Yes.
But yeah,
That's
so
an
yeah, so
inspiring
the
book.
yes, yes indeed. Yes indeed. She has started talking it out on her phone,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
we'll
Good.
see,
Okay.
you know, what
All right.
happens.
We'll be standing by for that. Um,
Absolutely. So her
so
name, though, charisma, it means from the biblical standpoint, it
yes.
means is spiritual gifts bestowed upon us as those who
Mm,
are believers. And it is also a divine endowments and the favor of God. It's like a magnet for goodness and
oh,
leadership.
yes.
So that name, when the Lord kept saying charisma, because I wanted something that was catchy and powerful
Mm-hmm.
and uplifting and that would glorify God. And
Yes.
God kept telling me charisma. And I was thinking, okay, this is my daughter's name.
Yeah.
And and then I started to connect the dots with the bullying and the healing and my kids okayed the namesake. They
Mm-hmm.
loved it. And so there it was born, Simply Charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love how you
Just
got
want
the
to recap that.
family. I like how you had the family, kind of to join in on the decision making of
Mhm.
bringing this product to the marketplace. So
Yes.
you talked a little bit in regards to your, getting your labels and kind of the steps that you went through to bring it all together. Were there any challenges in the beginning and really breaking out from, all of these disciplines in the beauty industry to creating a product in the beauty industry?
Hmm.
Any challenges that you can think of in regards to, I don't know, the suppliers or, when you went to the port of, doing more volume or anything like that? Just curious. And if not, that's fine too. Usually there might be
Well,
a few.
well, there were just challenges with making sure you had the right supplier because with
Mm-hmm.
butters, you have to be careful of the grain. So
Mm,
if you get a wrong supplier and it's always gritty, you don't want the grit. You want something that's um, organic, first of all,
mm-hmm.
and that's moist um, and top grade. You want the best. So you don't want the grainy material.
Right.
And so I ran into that several times, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a waste of your money and your time because you're making your batter and you throwing all your good ingredients in there,
Yeah.
and um, then you get a bad pot or a bad batch. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was really the most complicated issues that I ran into, other
Okay.
than when it's time to market. I think
Mm-hmm.
with most things, marketing is big.
Yes, it
You
is.
run into a lot of issues.
Mm-hmm.
And but I know a friend now, Miss Pamela, that is an expert in marketing. So I'm so glad to have met your acquaintance.
Yeah, I
So
want that to be simpler for my people.
yes, yes,
I have so many people who come that I speak with, and they're kind of get stuck in a space where it's like what to do next, and it's a strategic plan that you do certain things. It's like A, B, C, D. Let's create a roadmap and let's go.
right,
And then of
right.
course we do our pitch event, but that I mean, you got the quality product and it starts with that, honestly. And you
Right.
have your own niche. You put your healing anointment on your products. And before, I think you had mentioned before you even send them out to your customers, you do pray over them. Talk about that a little
Yes.
bit more.
Oh, yes. When I do my products, as I create them, and I pray over my products. I play my praise music while I'm making my products as well, and I read healing scriptures. I
That's
do.
wonderful. Wonderful.
And
Well,
and then just my mindset. My
yes.
mindset is always on um, God can do anything. So everything that leaves my hands,
Hmm.
I know that it's blessed because that's how I live. That's how
Yes.
how I believe, and
Yes.
that's my focus.
Hmm.
God
Wow.
can do anything but fail, and that's how I believe.
And
That's how I
that's how
live.
it is. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've answered one of my next questions where we talk about the natural ingredients and prayer and how your faith and spirituality does play that role. So thank you for that. I'd like to know a little bit in regards to um, some of the rewarding moments in your journey with Simply Charisma, and how, that has impacted your customers. I know that you do beauty shows and you do, a lot of seminars and things of that nature. Anything in regards to some rewarding moments?
Rewarding moments. I have a few. Like there was a lady that I worked with, and she had shingles,
Mm,
and I gave her her size of my butter, and she called before I can get back over to my office. At that time, I worked for the courthouse, and she was over in, gosh, what department? The head department. My boss at that time was the brother of our mayor.
okay.
And so she was the secretary, and I would go and sit in and help her on days when her partner was off. But she had shingles really bad.
Mm,
And so I gave her this butter. And before I can get back over to jury, she called looking for me. So I gave her a call back, and she goes, I don't know if I should mention her name, but she went, Jackie, your butter. She said, I can't thank you enough for this butter. She said, I was in so much pain, and I'm like 80% better now. She said, I
mhm.
tell you the truth. This product is amazing. And so that was so rewarding for me because I have been given different testimonials, but never on shingles.
Yes.
So that was huge. That was huge when she shared that
Yes.
with me. And another testimonial that I was given was a lady that was going to have surgery for hemorrhoids.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, surgery for hemorrhoids.
Mm-hmm.
And she used my product. And she said the same thing. I don't know what's with 80%, but she said it was 80% gone on the first day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day she used it again. And she said, I called and I canceled surgery. She said, because I'm
Wow.
fine now.
Mm-hmm.
So, in essence, then just recently, a friend, she went to us to the spa,
Mm-hmm.
and she did the UV lights for her hands and her feet. And several hours later, she developed a serious allergy attack,
Mm-hmm.
and her feet swelled. And she said they itched so bad. If she could dig through her skin, she would have.
Wow.
And she was very uncomfortable for several days, to the point, during those days she took a well-known household name brand. I'm not going to say the name, but it starts with a B, for
Mm-hmm.
allergies.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that it did not work. So she tried, another person told her, try Jackie's butter,
Wow.
Simply Charisma.
Mm-hmm.
And she did. And she said immediately the itching subsided. And by the next morning, the swelling was gone. And
Amazing.
so she called me. I was in California at the time for a
Mm-hmm.
seminar. She called me, she said, I have to give you this praise report. And so that was serious too. So
Yes.
from shingles to hemorrhoids to
Yes.
allergic reaction of swelling.
Yeah.
So it takes down the swelling, and it really
Mm-hmm.
attacks, the different skin illnesses. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for that. Those are some
My
major
goodness.
things
Those are
that I can recall. Mhm.
major, 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 major. And even when you and I first met, I expressed the concern I have with my mom and her neuropathy in her hands, and the fact that I had seen somewhere that magnesium is that that missing ingredients to reconnect the receptors inside of our receptors. I guess
Mhm.
that would be,
Yep.
and
Nerve
so
nerve
yes.
ending receptors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so, you express that you will put together a special formula for my mom, with her
Absolutely.
neuropathy. So here we have people, if you're sunburned, those things that when you talked about shingles, I know 3 people that were close to me that had shingles, and that is no joke.
No
That is
joke.
no
No
joke. It
joke.
is so painful. And, one of them had it in their hair and their behind their ears. I mean, it just, oh my goodness. So if you that provides immediate relief in a
Mhm.
situation like that, my word, what a blessing. What a
Yes.
blessing your
Yes.
product is. Oh my word.
Hmm. And
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, actually, I forgot to say
Mm-hmm.
that Terry J. Vaughn, her daughter Lola, she's so cute, so beautiful.
Oh.
They actually did a commercial or infomercial
Mm-hmm.
on the Instagram, social media, Instagram,
Yes.
um, for Black History Month for
Mm-hmm.
my Simply Charisma products because her eczema has cleared.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's so adorable, but her eczema cleared, and she did
Mm-hmm.
a infomercial for me.
Wow.
Hmm.
Testimonial after testimonial.
Testimonials. Yes.
That's what you got.
God is good.
God is good all the time.
Yes.
So you've had opportunity to showcase your product at events like the pre-Oscar and the I Am That Woman tour.
Yes,
How have
yes.
those experiences helped your brand and expanding your reach?
Well, I'll tell you this. I was actually sent out on the tour from a very close and dear friend of mine, which is actually the producer of this podcast, Miss Linda J. Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I love her dearly.
Me too.
She invited me out. Hi, Linda.
Hi,
She
Linda.
invited me out. Yes, yay. And I accepted the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
And and I'm just so grateful for that, for accepting that invitation and for the invite because
Yes.
I got to meet so many wonderful people, so many wonderful people. Um, and it was life changing. It was
Yes.
life changing. Hmm.
Well,
I
making
got,
those connections and building those relationships, even being in the room, it can make or break a product when you're first launching and getting your brand really out there to the masses. So,
yes, yes,
mhm.
indeed. I I'm sorry, I need to take one break.
Okay. All right. No
That is that
worries.
am I able to take one break?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Someone's here in my office.
Okay, I got
Give
you.
me
No
one
worries.
moment.
I'll edit that part out again. We are Wise Women Do podcast interview series, and we are talking today with Miss Jacqueline E. Sloan. She is a beauty industry expert. She's been in the game for over 41 years. And so this is our opportunity to hear more about her story, learn her journey, and some of the challenges that she's had in business and really kind of how she navigated through them. So I am excited that she has taken the time to share with us today. All right. So while we have this moment, and I may as well share a little bit about our unboxing event. Jacqueline is also one of our sponsors. She's not only a speaker, she's a sponsor of this show. And what does that mean? That means that her brand, Simply Charisma, will be inclusive in our gift box that we're going to raffle off once per month to our subscribing audience. Those who follow us and subscribe to our Wise Women Do podcast channel, you go to our bit.ly link that will be shown here. It will also be shown on the Wise Women Do broadcast. Once we launch, we have not launched the channel yet, which is why we're doing the unedited version so that we can get our intros, outros, and all those things put into place. And then we're going to launch all of these video series that we're taping now over there. And so that's where we want you to, of course, follow us and subscribe. But once a month, we are going to have a drawing of all of our brand partners, such as Jacqueline, such as other brand partners that will have their bundles of joy in that box. And then you, our subscriber, that one winner, and we may do 10 winners as we continue to grow the channel, but you'll have an opportunity to film yourself doing that unboxing. And that's where you will have opportunity to have Simply Charisma in your hands directly. And keep in mind, of course, as we publish this broadcast, that Jacqueline's information will be attached in her website where you can place your orders directly as well. So I see that you're back.
I'm back. Thank you so much for waiting.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So we
I'm
talked to, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm here. I have another business, Humble Home Care,
Yes,
personal
please.
care agency. So
Mm-hmm.
I had a client that just came in. So I'm so sorry. I had to pause.
Oh no. Well, let's talk about that just for a moment. I mean, you have Simply Charisma and Health Home Care. Please
Yes.
share, like, how do you juggle, two thriving businesses? Talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Well, with prayer, first of all, and time management.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this office here. I can work out of it for both.
Okay.
Um, but Humble Home Care has been in existence since 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do here is um, I help people, disabled and elders,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to live in their home and still receive quality um, help.
Okay.
So I send people out to go and assist them to get groceries, help with meds, help with cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
help with laundry and food
Wonderful.
prep, things of that nature.
Mm.
So that's what I do with Humble Home Care. And
Mm.
I've been doing that since 2020.
Oh,
And so just
congratulations.
juggling, I just time manage.
Sure.
You got to time manage
Mm-hmm.
and set different goals, uh, for the week,
Mm-hmm.
and just go, back and forth, and just separate the two. But
Absolutely.
to maintain each one, you have to time manage it.
Yes, makes sense.
Hmm.
Makes
Hmm.
sense. And dynamic woman that you are. I just love it. So what advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur in the beauty industry who wants to create a product with a meaningful purpose?
The meaningful purpose. I would
Mm-hmm.
say be still before
Mm.
the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Be still.
Mm.
Be still. I've been hearing that the last couple of weeks. It would just pop up from different people. Be
Mm-hmm.
still, and that's what I did when I started the business. I knew I was destined to do something
Yes.
meaningful because I love helping people.
Yes.
And when I was initially going to be a RN nurse, and I wound up, pregnant with my fifth child, which was a miracle in itself because my tubes were burnt.
Wow.
I'm just saying it on a side note, my tubes were burnt, but I had a fifth child. And so I was going to be a RN, and I found out then. So I completed a math course. And after I had her, like 3 years later,
Mm-hmm.
I heard to go to be an esthetician. And so that's when I went to do that. And then a couple of years after that, that's when I sat before God and I knew that I loved being an esthetician, but I knew that I needed something that would help the skin because I have 5 children and
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that what we put on our skin was healthy. And
Sure.
so wherever you find your niche or your need, that's how, God will cultivate your gift. All of us have different gifts.
That's
So
right.
you have to sit before the Lord to find out what your gift is
Mm-hmm.
and what your niche is. You'll find it and you'll hear if you sit and be still and
Mm-hmm.
listen. You'll
Yes.
find out exactly who you are and your portion,
Mm-hmm.
in life. And
Yes.
then once you find it, then you have to move.
Yeah.
You have to move, you have to be consistent, and you have to be focused and have faith.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let distractions, get to you. I can't say don't let them come because they are coming. The
Yes.
distractions do come, but then you work even the harder because now okay, I'm on the right track because
That's
these
right.
distractions are coming here, they're coming there, and you just keep going.
That's
But
right.
it's all by faith,
It
you know.
truly is. Truly is.
Hmm.
And that's a place where I definitely, and I agree with you, every person, whether they know it or not, have a gift. God has blessed
Absolutely.
us all individually
Absolutely.
with our own fingerprint of our own gift. And so that's where I like to capture people in that passion state, and they know
Hmm.
their gift, whether they know or not, I can help. But passion state, now we got to figure out the plan of how we turn that into a revenue generating business, and what is that blueprint to get there. So so beautiful that you said that, and be still and just figuring that out, really kind of
Hmm.
diving in. But certainly having a strategic plan to get there is important.
And I
And
pray for divine connections too, because we
mm-hmm,
all can't be a hand, in the body
mm-hmm,
of Christ. We all have
yes,
different gifts. Like you're a marketer,
mm-hmm,
and you're a great speaker.
mm-hmm,
All of us can speak like you speak, and
mm-hmm,
all of us can do marketing, but you have that creativity to be a marketer. So
mm-hmm.
that's a connection. So God
Yeah,
connects the dots.
that's right.
You can't figure it all out. We can't
Mm-hmm,
always wear all the hats, but
mm-hmm.
as long as we know that God has people in place, then you can move forward and just
Yes.
keep going,
Just
you
keep
know.
going. Let's keep going. Well, speaking of keeping on, moving things along, how and where do you see Simply Charisma evolving to in the future? What new goals or projects are you working on for Simply Charisma?
Oh, well, I'm glad you
Mhm.
asked. I have been speaking with Terry J. Vaughn,
Okay.
and we're working on a project with her lovely daughter, Lola. So
Okay.
I'm excited about that. I don't want to give away too much, but
Okay.
we're working on a project. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I have a lot of new products. Like I have some products here behind me.
Oh,
I
please
have
share. Share.
I have a sea moss and soursop body oil,
Mm.
and with this, I have the soap. Well, I call it cleansing bar, cleansing moisturizing bar,
Okay.
and the face toner, a
Mm-hmm.
face mask, and also I have uh, a serum. So I have a face serum, sea moss and soursop.
Wow.
And then I have sea moss and mango body oils,
Okay.
and also a hair butter that's infused with sea moss, mango, and soursop. So I have a lot of different upcoming uh, products. It's not on my website, but I have them.
They're
So
coming.
now we're making the labels and getting that stuff together to have it presented on my website. But the
Phenomenal.
serums, I have collagen peptide serums for
Mm-hmm.
nighttime, and then
Mm-hmm.
I have the night creams. Then I have goat's milk soaps infused with turmeric and
Amazing.
black pepper.
Mhm,
I have goat's milk soap infused with the soursop
mhm,
and burdock root,
mhm.
and just so many different ones. I don't want to
Yeah,
get everyone confused, but they
yeah.
will all be on my website.
Excellent, excellent. Of
And
course,
I
your link.
also, oh, my number one thing, I'm a brand new grandmother. And so his name is Gerard Enoch.
Uh-huh.
And so I have a baby line called Enoch's Baby
Ooh.
Butter Bottom.
Ooh,
Baby bottom
girl.
butter.
Go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes. And I am so excited about
Oh,
that.
what an inspiration. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
yes. And it was in the making about 5 years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
since he's here, I had to really push it in because
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure he had all natural,
Mm-hmm.
um, butters on his skin. I made some wipes and oils
Ah,
too, but I'm just putting the butter out there first.
ah.
And so I'm excited about that. So his skin is just so moist and glowful and just dewy, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I'm really excited about that. I have also a doggy butter line.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And that came because my son's dog has a skin allergy.
Okay.
Um, we took him to the doctor because he had these little marks So we had to pay over $400 just to find out what is going on. And they told us that she's been biting herself,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because she has a skin allergy. And so I was brushing her, and I heard so clear, doggy butter. And I said, oh.
Wow.
So I used it on her. It's infused with neem,
Oh,
and her coat is just beautiful. The rash went away, and so now I have a doggy butter line. So I'm excited.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, girl. I love
Yes.
that. Wow.
Yes.
See, all of the ingredients, the sea moss, the soursop, all of these healing properties are
Mm-hmm.
in they're the ingredients of your product, of your beautiful
Yes.
product. That
Yes.
is, and we see now, even the, I keep saying, I got to get away from that. That's my word that I've got to curtail here. But, the skin, we know that this largest organ of our body, as you
Mhm.
said, but also, you think about a baby's skin, and they come out the womb, they're so soft and their skin is so beautiful. How do we keep it that way? And if
Yes.
we start off that way and our skin is just trained to have that beautiful richness of ingredients going into it. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
phenomenal, down
Mm-hmm.
to our pets and their skin. So
Their skin.
beautiful, beautiful
Mm-hmm.
product. So,
Mm-hmm.
what role does community play in your business, and how do you use your platform to give back to empower others?
Well, I have to say, the ministry that I've been at this same ministry for over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I do a lot of not butters, but oils,
Okay.
blessed oils. Right. And so like 200 at a time, and different retreats. My bishop has given me a platform, all the way in the beginning, back in 2000, I want to say, well, 2010, and when we have a yearly women's retreat. And so she allowed me a platform to come and sell my products free. And so I do that, but I give back by like donating oils,
Mm-hmm.
to the ministry, and then to different events. Like if there's a brunch here or elders
Mm-hmm.
meeting here, I'll go in and take bags of gift bags.
Okay.
That's where one of the testimonials came with the hemorrhoids, the surgery.
Okay.
Yeah, that happened then.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just in general, I'm always giving to the
Mm-hmm.
point where people will stop me and say, "No, you have to make money off of off your products. How much
Mm-hmm.
is it?" But I'm just a big giver. I
Yeah.
really am, and I give here at Humble Home Care as well, like
Mm-hmm.
different products that are when things are donated, and if not, I will go out of my way to make sure that some of my clients aren't hungry.
Yeah.
I'll just send food, or um, I'll send different items that we have here, toiletries, things of that nature, to just make
Mm-hmm.
sure that everyone is covered that's
Sure.
within my reach. God forbid that something should happen to people that are right there up under me,
Yeah.
and I don't take care of them. I cannot know something that is needed and not
Mm-hmm.
help. I just
Mm-hmm.
can't. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how people can do that, but I
Yeah.
can't do that. I couldn't sleep at night knowing
Mm-hmm.
that it only would have taken $5 or 15, $20 to make
Mm-hmm.
sure someone has something to eat,
That's right.
and I didn't do that. I
Yeah.
just don't operate like that.
Yeah.
So I give all the time to my
Mm-hmm.
community. As a matter of fact, I received a community leadership award
Mm.
in 2023.
Okay.
And then they called me back to give. the honorees awards in 2024, this past November. So I'm a big giver
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
community. I help wherever I can. I should have
Sure.
said that in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I help wherever I can. Wherever I can fill in, I help.
Amazing. And so we thank the Most High for your anointed heart. And
Uh,
so I do feel you on that. And
mhm.
so that's beautiful. So, have you
Yeah.
had a woman mentor or change maker in your life who's helped you break through that glass ceiling in your business? And any, perhaps there was a woman, or you may have been that person for someone else in regards to making that difference for them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to answer that question, and then I have to piggyback because you asked me a question right before a client came in, and I didn't completely answer that
Okay.
question.
Sure.
But
Yes.
I have to always pay homage, and I always will forever be grateful to
Mm-hmm.
my mother.
Mm.
Um, she indirectly broke the barriers as far as the industry I'm in. Um, but her direct deposit in me and my life
Mm-hmm.
is her being my mom and giving and sacrificing all that she could to make sure that I thrived. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, she literally worked herself to the bone. You know, for 100 and I think $25 a week's pay to take care of 4 children,
Mm-hmm.
and because she, divorced my father. But yeah, she worked herself to the bone. She had to have back surgery, everything. So I'm forever grateful to my mother.
Yes.
That will always be the person, the female that I say that broke the barrier for me.
Sure.
She really did. So I'm grateful to my mom.
Mm.
Yeah. And
And then you
then
wanted
there,
to,
there
yes.
there are others. I'm sorry. There are others along the way, that
Okay.
I looked up to and admired, and thought, wow, one day I'm going to do that. And but it really has always been, my mom. And I think sometimes some of us, not all of us, forget those closest to us that really paved the way and made sure that you had, even if it took from them, they made sure that you had. And being a mother now, I understand and see all the sacrifices that she made,
Yes.
so
And it's something
yeah.
how it comes full circle, and now it's in you
Certain.
to, to be full circle
Yes.
again. You have 5 children, so I'm sure it will be full circle within them as well. That's beautiful.
Yes, and I have a product called within Simply Charisma is
Hmm.
Florida Bay. My mother's name is Florida May.
Okay.
So it's a citrus scent, and a lot of people just love that scent, but it's a
Mhm.
namesake for my mom.
Yes. And
Yes.
I mean, I guess I just love people and I love seeing dreams come true. So
Mhm.
I think it's a brilliant way that you pay homage to those in your life and by naming your products after
Yeah.
them to,
Hmm.
to really resonate with you and your audience. So the meaning behind all of this is what's beautiful. So
Thank
and you
you.
was there another question you wanted to chat or to reference back before we move on?
Oh, yes. You asked about my experience with the I Am That Woman
Yes,
and the
the
pre-Oscars. So when
pre-Oscars.
I went out to California
Mm-hmm.
for the I Am That Woman, I was sitting there well, I gave my story about my daughter, Charisma, and then
Yes.
I went to my table and I had some products there with me. I think maybe 20, 25 products, and I totally sold out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was approached by a holistic doctor that wanted to put my products on her shelf. And then I was approached by another lady, which turned out to be a producer. Her
Mm-hmm.
name is Suzanne De Laurentiis, and she invited me out to Beverly Hills for the pre-Oscars for the veterans,
Wow.
VIP. She said, no cost to you. I want
Mm-hmm.
to bring you in VIP, if you're willing to come or if you're able to come back out. And so we did. I came back out, and we had a grand time. It was really,
Wow.
really nice. And then I got to meet Megan Good.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very beautiful lady, very
Yes.
sweet and humble.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband at that time, Mr. Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And I had met Lauren from TMZ at the time. Now I understand she's on the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And from that point, I met Steve Harvey's producer, Shanice Cole, and we went on the Steve Harvey show. Oh my goodness, we had a blast.
What a
Had a blast.
whirlwind,
And
huh?
he was really, really so funny um, and really kind. You know, during the commercials, he don't take a break. He stayed out
Mm-hmm.
and talked with us.
Mm-hmm.
Very friendly, and uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Harvey. He was very uplifting and encouraging. So then from that point, we went to Atlanta, and that's where I met the beautiful Terry J. Vaughn. And
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, talk about humble too. She's so humble and so beautiful. Um, and just at that point, we took pictures and everything, and she took the bag of Simply Charisma. Now, one thing I know, if you have not tried Simply Charisma, I will never hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
when you have tried it, you are compelled to contact me, because Terry had reached out to me, and it had been like almost 2 months. And
Yes.
she looked for me on social media. And
Wow.
then I finally looked because I wasn't getting any business online because everybody local knew me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where all my business was thriving. And so Terry was looking for me, and then I saw it. I said, "Oh." And so I reached out to her and we talked, and I apologized, and she was so sweet. She said, "No, I just didn't know if if you got my messages or I placed my
She
order." She
found
placed
you,
the order.
girl.
She found me. So I said, "Oh
Oh.
my gosh." I said, she loves my products because she's
Oh.
truly a gem. She's a
Yes.
shining star to me
Mm-hmm.
because she's just the same, you know, in on the camera and off the camera. She's just
Mm-hmm.
the same. That's
Yeah.
how I see it. Her and her husband and
Yes.
her beautiful daughter Lola. She sent me a
Okay.
personal video, Lola did.
Mm.
And she's just so precious. I'm telling you the truth. She really is.
Oh.
And so I met her then in 2019. She's been using my product since. So we're now in 2025, and it cleared Lola's eczema up. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful.
Yes.
And that's my goal, is to, help the children
Yeah.
with this eczema, because a lot of them scratch till they bleed.
Mm-hmm.
And this product has been really helping. I mean, I tell you the truth. I'm very grateful. I
Yes.
mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
grateful for that.
Well,
And so also in Atlanta, I met Jamie Foster Brown,
okay.
and she's been
Oh,
using my
yes.
product. Yeah, of Sister to
Yes.
Sister magazine,
Mm-hmm.
the legendary, I should say, the legendary
Yes.
Jamie Foster Brown. And
Yes.
she's so beautiful and sweet too. I had the
Mm-hmm.
pleasure of doing her makeup for Tony Braxton's sister wedding. Was it March? Yeah, March.
Okay.
March 22nd, I believe. And she gave me a hug, and we took pictures, and we just had a good time that day.
Mm-hmm.
And so even Rick James' sister, Pat, she used my products too.
Oh.
So yeah, I met her back in Atlanta as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a pretty good journey, before then.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a few other celebrities, but as far as my products are concerned, um, that came along,
Mm-hmm.
afterwards. So
And more
I'm
to
grateful.
come, more to
Hmm.
come, because now your product will be known worldwide. It will be a household name and brand. So that's what I foresee with the
Yes.
beauty that you bring. But for Terry to seek you out, what a testament, and the fact that
Yes.
you guys are doing a project that is on the horizon, what a
Okay.
testament. So we are looking forward to that, and we'll definitely add whatever that is when you're ready. I'll add that link and anything you want me to this broadcast so that they can refer back, because this is evergreen, of course, and so we want to definitely keep up with you and what you have going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also, I want to say that in Atlanta, my nephew, he does hair. He
Mm-hmm.
cuts hair at a 24-hour barber shop,
Okay.
and he wanted to keep my product on a I guess they say the download, just as he wanted to
Okay.
have the exclusives so that
Oh.
everybody have to come to him to get the. And so he would always tell me, Mama Jackie, I need this, I need this. And so I would get him the butters. And he said they nicknamed our product in Atlanta, calling it the magic butter, because it
Mm.
gets rid of when they shave and
Mm-hmm.
get
Oh,
bumps from,
yes.
yeah, and then when they shave on the face and get the hair
Yes.
ingrowns, it
Mm-hmm.
takes care of all of that.
Oh
So the
my.
shaven heads and the facial, and then I have a beards oil, a men's
Mm.
beard oil. I forgot that.
Girl.
I have so much, I have to get it all on my website. My
Yes.
website is
Yes.
it's up, it's been up for some years, but I've just been renovating it to get it to,
Yeah.
I just want it really pristine and just crisp, to
Absolutely.
glorify God. And because
Absolutely.
everything has to be done decently and in order.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Well, it's
anybody out
time.
there know of a really good website
Oh,
builder,
we've got you. We've got you. It's
okay,
all encompassing, and automated, your funnels, your everything that you need so that it works automated, and
right,
you're making money, of course, in your sleep. But just the fact of what you have, that is the beauty here. You can build a business, build a brand, but it's the story. It's about who you are that makes the difference. And that is what your niche is, and your gift to the world. And so that really is how we're going to present it. I got ideas are churning, I'm telling you, regards to some strategies for you. So I'm very excited about everything and anything that we've addressed. You've talked about the solutions, and that's what you have to have when you're presenting yourself to the marketplace. You've
mhm,
named all sorts of skin issues that people go through, and there are things that hurt in that moment, and your product heals in that moment. So
yes,
it's
mhm,
such a again, a blessed anointing to your market and your clients to be. So
yes.
I'm very excited about that. Well, tell our listening. Again, I want to make, while you're here, I said this while you're away, but I want to make sure again, thank you again for being a sponsor of our broadcast, Wise Women Do podcast. And
Absolutely.
your product will be in our first raffle that we put out to our listening audience. To go to our link that will be below, and you'll
Okay.
receive that product. And when they do their unboxing, they'll videotape themselves and they'll show all of the brand partners that we have, and they'll get a chance to, again, feature some of your product, but they'll have the physical product in their hands as they unbox. So that's something
Awesome.
really, really awesome that we're doing with the Wise Women Do podcast interview series. So tell our audience, how can we find you? Where are people going to go look on the various social platforms and your website, which will be down below? So tell everybody where we can find you.
Okay, I'll be at my website, www.simplycharisma with a Z.com.
Mm-hmm.
Not a S, a Z.
Why don't you spell charisma, just so we make sure that they can see that Z.
It's CHARISMA. RIZ as in zebra, MA.com.
Okay, very good.
And then on Instagram is at Simply Charisma. Again, spelled with a Z.
Okay, excellent.
So, with that being said, I wanted to mention also
Mm-hmm.
um, that, hmm, oh my goodness, I lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
Um, oh, regarding my daughter Charisma, I didn't get
Mhm.
to tell you about how I have traveled from Canada to California to Chicago seeking help for her.
Mhm.
Mental health is real.
Mhm.
PTSD,
Mhm.
schizophrenia.
Mhm.
Um, I know we had talked about it, but I didn't completely finish the storyline with
Mhm.
her.
Mhm.
So I've run into brick walls here in Milwaukee, and
Wow.
I just want to say that if there anyone that's listening that have different resources, um, please by all means share your resources of with mental health
Mhm.
and bullying,
Mhm.
because there's still a lot of bullying going around and mental health is at an all-time high.
Yes.
I know it stems also from the COVID that we just lived through.
Yes.
um, but if you have any resources for mental health and
Mhm.
bullying, please
Mhm.
share, because there are people looking and
Yes.
researching, trying to get help and find cures for this disease.
Mhm.
Um, it's not a skin disease that
Mhm.
I can help with, but prayer does change everything.
Yes.
But also, God has sent people and put people in places that do have some type of divine connections for those
Mhm.
type of things as well.
Mhm.
Um, and I just want to make sure I said that. I also want
Thank
to send a
you.
shout out to Terry J. Vaughn for her new
Yes.
movie, She the People. Tyler Perry, written, produced, and directed by Mr. Tyler Perry. And I just want to make sure I included that. Go and watch She the People by Terry J. Vaughn. Well, with Terry J. Vaughn.
I have I've referred that movie, She the People, to two girlfriends, and that movie captivated me. And I tell you, watched several it's my favorite Tyler Perry uh production. Anything he's ever done. That movie
Yes. Uh-huh.
is it.
I love
I
it.
can't wait till they come back with season two. I think that was their first debut season, but this show and the gentleman that is on there, I've seen him, do his comedy on maybe Facebook or something, and I'm like, that's how you get your name and your brand out there. It's the consistency of your passion, and which he did, and he is perfect for. I don't know his name, but he's perfect in the role, and he plays maybe her cousin's boyfriend or something. It's a beautifully
Oh,
written. The show is the bomb, and I
it
will continue
is.
to refer it. So I didn't know that's who Terry, but I didn't know that's who that was.
That's her.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. So shout
Yes,
out. I
yes.
think Linda J. Thomas, our producer of this show, is lining her up, I believe, to speak with us here on this broadcast. So I do hope that we're able to make that happen. So
Hey.
phenomenal.
Yes, yes. That would be wonderful.
Yes,
That would be
yes,
wonderful.
indeed, indeed. And the one thing you did say, when people think of, I'm glad you mentioned the mental health and the advocacy for that, because that really has to be talked about. People, I
Yes,
know we talk about it in the mental acuity month, but it's something that has to constantly be nurtured so that we can bring some healing to those who are suffering. And you think of PTSD being something you get from going to war, but it doesn't just result from that. That
no,
trauma can definitely stay with you from other aspects. And I just my heart again goes out to your daughter. But
absolutely.
Thank you so much for a
Thank
beautiful
you.
interview with us and sharing with us here on Wise Women Do. Thank you, Jacqueline.
You are so welcome, Pamela. It's been a great time. Thank you so much
Yes.
for having me.
All
And
right, my
blessings to you
dear.
and your family.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
for all you
welcome.
do. My mom, and everything you're doing with her. I thank you in advance. So again, everyone, thank you. Stay on, Jacqueline, because I do want to take some photos for our promo spots. But thank you again for joining us here on the Wise Women Do podcast interview series. I'm Pamela McKinney. We're produced by Linda J. Thomas, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. So thank you and